You're welcome. Hey.
Hey.
You look exhausted. Did you not make it home last night?
No, I never made it home. Look, there's something I need to tell you. It's about AJ. Oh, God. Oh.
Hey, Jay. Here's some coffee for you. You're gonna need it after the bender you went on last night.
Good morning, AJ. Try this again. Did you murder Connie Falconeri?
Michael, I don't want to talk about AJ right now.
Elizabeth,
I'm sure he woke up with a massive hangover this morning, going on and on about how sorry he is. But after what he said to me last night about Jake, I have nothing to say to him.
You don't understand. Look, AJ he's been at the police station all night.
Why?
Dante brought him in on suspicion of murder.
I told you I don't remember a thing about last night.
Oh, yeah, because you were drunk.
Yes, because I was drunk.
You know what? That's great, AJ. You know what? I'm gonna tell that to my mother and father. I'm sure that'll make them feel a whole lot better.
Listen to me, I swear to you.
You understand what's happening here?
Detective, please bear in mind that Mr. Quartermain is suffering from a hangover, which makes noises sound a lot louder.
Oh, I'm sorry, Commissioner. I will bear that in mind. You know what? These can actually speak for themselves. AJ Quartermain, you are familiar with Constanza Connie Falconeri, I believe. Not the severe trauma where you blew a hole in her chest.
Murder? Well, that's absurd. AJ didn't kill anyone.
It was Connie.
Connie's dead?
Yeah. Unless she was shot last night in her office.
Oh, my God, Michael. I'm so sorry. How's your dad? I mean, Sonny.
Well, he's the one who found her, so...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he was a wreck, and he went after AJ, but Dante and I were able to step in before things got too bad.
How bad?
My dad would have killed AJ if I didn't beg him not to.
Well, thank God you were there. Why did Sonny think AJ had something to do with this?
Connie.
All right, steady on. We don't want you being sick again.
No, that's my bad. I think pictures weren't a good idea. Let's try something else, please.
Okay, what have you got there, Detective?
You know, it's just everything you ever wanted to know about Alan Quartermain Jr. I mean, all the things we're familiar with. You shooting your own father, kidnapping Michael Morgan and Christina, the drunk driving accident that caused your brother Jason to have permanent brain damage. You were a loan shark? That's before you torched my father's warehouse. You did the same thing to your family's gatehouse. You did it again to a strip club called the Oasis, and then you drove your car into it. Pyro, much.
What exactly is this?
Sit down!
All right.
The point of this is that we should have seen this coming. Everyone knows you're a screw-up, AJ. We just thought you were too incompetent to actually do anything lethal. Well, we all stand corrected.
All right, Detective. Thank you. That's enough. That's enough.
Should he even be here?
Yes, Detective Falconeri is still the arresting officer in the case.
Yeah, but he's also a family member of the victim.
By all accounts, he and his brother are the only reason you're not in a drawer next to Connie.
Hey, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let's start again.
Yes.
Shall we?
Yes.
Come on, let's start again, AJ. You pull yourself together, and we'll tell you what we know, yeah? Mm-hmm. So Michael says you were drinking at the Floating Rib. You and Elizabeth got into it. She took your keys. Bartender called you a cab. Cab dropped you off at your residence at 66 Harborview Road. A little while after that, Michael showed up. You weren't there. A few hours later, you stumble in and black out. See, AJ, those hours that you can't account for are the hours in which Connie was murdered. Where did you go?
I don't know.
Wait, do you think maybe you went to Connie's office?
I don't know.
What'd you do with the gun?
I don't have a gun.
Does anyone residing at the Quartermain mansion own a weapon?
Yeah. Yeah, somebody does.
Who?
Tracy.
So Tracy's gun was at the Quartermain mansion. Do you know where it is now?
It's probably still there. I mean, she keeps it locked up in a safe.
Uh-huh. We'll see what she has to say.
But when Sonny confronted AJ, he denied it, right?
Well, yeah, he was too drunk to really say much of anything, though.
Michael, you don't think he did this, do you?
No, I hope not. No, I'd like to think he's not capable of something like this, but I know how angry he was at Connie. I mean, he had so much hate in his eyes. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was scary.
So once we have Tracy's gun, it won't take long to match it to the bullet that killed Connie. At which point your life will become significantly better. Or irretrievably worse, of course. I'm sorry, did I say something funny?
Oh, no, I think it's really great that you think my life could get any worse.
Well, you're not at Pentonville yet, are you? So there's still a ways to go. You can make things easier for yourself, you know, AJ.
How?
Cooperating with the investigation goes a long way at trial.
I am cooperating as the best that I can. I mean, I honestly...
You just remembered something, didn't you? Care to share?
No, I didn't remember anything.
Are you sure? Why don't you just describe what you...
Look, I'm not going to say anything until Diane gets here.
Okay. That's your right, of course. So I will just leave you to weigh your options, then.
Tracy, sorry to bother you.
Dante.
Alice let us in.
Why are you here? Why aren't you at the hospital with the baby? Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's great with the baby.
What do you want?
Is it true you have a gun?
Yeah, it's legal. Why? Who ratted me out?
AJ.
Really? And what trouble is he trying to get me into now? Did he also mention that I have a license?
No, I know you do. I just need to see the gun.
I don't suppose there's any chance you could tell me what this is all about?
I'm sorry, Tracy, I can't.
It's gone.
Oh, my God. I did it.
Clearly, AJ is trying to frame me for something.
I don't think so. Tracy, in fact, I don't think you had anything to do with what AJ's gotten himself into.
Which would be what?
You might want to sit down.
Oh, I'll stand. Thank you. What is it?
We think that AJ used your gun to kill Connie last night.
Right this way, please. You have a visitor?
Hey.
AJ. Think about what we discussed, all right?
Okay, look, Diane's on her way. We both hope you listened to me and didn't say anything to the cops.
I haven't said a word. I haven't remembered anything till now.
Well, what do you remember?
Michael, I think I did it. I think I killed Connie.
Let's go over this again. What do you actually remember about last night? Because you were drunk out of your mind.
Yeah, I know. I was hammered. But I clearly remember grabbing Tracy's gun out of the safe. Michael, I must have done it. I killed Connie. I have to confess. I have to admit that I killed Connie.
That is the last thing you are going to do. Sorry it took me so long to get here, boys, but I had to extricate myself from Manolo back in St. Bart's. And when I say that, I mean that literally. The man was an animal. Bless his heart. But I did not leave him alone in a hot tub just so I could come back and hear my client use the C word. Confess. Not gonna happen. Never gonna happen, AJ. Allow me to demonstrate. Michael, what are the only words one should ever say to any member of law enforcement, either before or after one has been read one's Miranda rights?
I'm not saying anything without my attorney.
And why is this so important?
Because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, so the less you say, the less there is for your attorney to get declared inadmissible.
Like you sprang from my own lines. I'm so proud of you. You hear that, AJ? No confessing to anything ever.
I understand that, but I remember taking the gun out of the safe.
Right. And the police assume the same thing. But my sources tell me that yes, Detective Falconeri did go to the Quartermain mansion and yes, discovered that a gun registered to Tracy Quartermain was indeed missing from the safe. Now, there is no proof that that is the same gun that was used to kill Connie Falconeri. And if it is, there's no proof that you're the one that took it, AJ.
It's the same caliber as the one used to kill Connie. Diane, I remember taking it out of the... safe.
But do you remember killing Connie? Don't answer that. Michael, I'm gonna have to ask you to wait outside.
Okay, I think I should be here in case he does something.
I know you understand the concept of attorney-client privilege. Unfortunately, those privileges do not extend to family members. Now, if this goes to trial, you will most certainly be called as a witness, and I do not want you compelled to testify to anything detrimental to our case. I also don't want you to risk perjuring yourself, nor do I want you to incur a contempt citation, should you not want to answer any questions. All this by way of saying the best thing you can do for AJ right now is to wait outside.
It'll be okay. Just go.
Okay, I'll be right outside if you need me, Dad.
Okay. You just call me Dad.
No, you're right, I did. Because you are.
You remember taking the gun out of the safe. What else do you remember?
It's so hazy.
Do you remember going to the office to kill Connie Falconeri?
Yes. I remember. At first, I couldn't remember anything. It was a complete blackout. And now, it's like bits and pieces are coming back to me.
Okay. You recall taking the gun from the safe. You just stated that you remember going to the office to kill Connie. What else do you remember?
It's so jumbled. I remember the feeling, though. It was just pure rage. It was like a rage that just controlled me. I remember thinking to myself that I was not going to let Connie get away with what she had done to me and what she had done to ELQ by printing that article. I was going to make her pay.
So what did you do?
I went there. I remember we argued. Don't tell me what to do! I was so angry. I could remember that I had the gun in my hand, pointing it at her.
And then? AJ, do you remember pulling the trigger?
I remember going to Connie's office. I remember pointing the gun at her.
Think carefully. Put aside your emotion, what you fear you might have done. Do you remember firing the gun at Connie?
No. No, I wanted to kill her, but I do not remember pulling the trigger. But Diane, she wrote my name in her blood while she was dying. I mean, I must have killed her. What other explanation is there?
There could be a million reasons why Connie would write your name in her blood.
Such as?
I don't know, but it is my job to find at least one, and I will.
I hope you can.
Look, AJ, if you honestly can't remember killing Connie, then any presumption of guilt on your part at this point is very premature. All the evidence they have against you is circumstantial. They don't have any witnesses. They don't even have the murder weapon.